Hey there, Ramon Osa with you here, and welcome to the Simple Kick Serve. First of all, I want to thank you and congratulate you for investing in this course. We're going to have a lot of fun together as we go through these lessons. And true to nature, I want you to really feel comfortable, almost like you're here with me on the court and we're kind of talking shop. Keep this kind of informal. Now, what you're going to find in this course is literally everything you need to develop your kick serve into not only a shot that you can have a ton of confidence in hitting your second serve, but actually the skills that you need to develop this into a very powerful and effective first serve. So I'm going to literally walk you through everything that you need step by step. Now, true to form, we'll have a little bit of comedic relief here. I've got my assistant, the killer kangaroo, who has been working on his kick for a while and it's starting to come around. I think he wants to show it off. And one last thing before we get started, if at any point during this course you feel overwhelmed with the information, I want you to rest assured and know that the process that I've laid out, I've put a lot of thought into, and it's the same exact process that I used personally to develop my kick serve when I had no kind of kick at all other than kicking the ball in frustration. And it's the same process that I use for my high-paying clients that gets them great results as well. So just follow the system step by step, do the exercises, and you should have a great kick serve, okay? So with that, let's get started. All right, welcome to setting up. Now, we're gonna have a lot of fun together in this course, and we're gonna start with keeping this kangaroo here in check. All right, he's been hopping around today and we don't know what he could do next. Now in this video, what we're talking about is setting a foundation for hitting a great kick serve. And specifically, we're going to talk about how exactly you should be holding the racket and the options for your stance and how to really stay balanced when you're doing this. So let's dive right in. Now the first thing is our stance. Now there's two basic stances in tennis for the serve. One's dynamic, meaning you're going to be moving your back foot, and one is static, meaning they're going to be stationary. The main thing here, the main key, is that you're able to stay balanced during the serve. And you can do that by either setting your feet up like me. So I've got my front foot kind of pointing at a 45-degree angle here into the court. Back foot's parallel to the baseline, about 12 inches away from my front foot. And my back midfoot is in line with my front heel. There's a few variations of this, but basically it looks something like this. That's one way. Now you can also serve from the pinpoint stance, which is where you'll have your feet together like this. Most people like to do this by moving their back foot in during the tossing motion. I've found that the less moving the feet, the better. And I'd recommend starting from a platform stance. And then if you'd like to start sliding that back foot in, be my guest. Just make sure your feet end up together like this if you're going to do that. Now the next thing we want to talk about is the grip, and there's really two options for the kick serve. You can hit it with an Eastern backhand grip or a continental grip. I strongly encourage you to use a continental grip because you can hit all the serves with the grip and it won't be a dead giveaway to your opponent which serve you're going to hit, which makes sense. See, I have a friend named Dan who I play with on Sundays. His nickname is Squiggy, but he's got this weird serve that actually spins like a screwball in baseball, and he holds his racket like a Western forehand grip, and he ends up coming around the ball. I'm not even sure how he does it without killing his shoulder, but he comes around it and the ball actually spins the opposite way. And the reason I tell you this is because you can see the serve coming a mile away when he makes that shift. So if you're in a continental grip, you can hit all of your serves from the same grip and you get much better disguise. So take that into account. To find the continental grip for this serve, we're going to place our index knuckle on bevel number 2 here like this. Now notice my knuckles here are at a 45-degree angle along the stick. And they've got some space between them. They're not all bunched together, with a little bit extra space between my index knuckle and my middle finger. Also, the heel of my hand is kind of hanging off the butt cap of the racket. This really helps control the racket during the contact area, as well as promote maximum leverage during the serve. All right, so we've built a great foundation. Now let's get into the meat. Let's get into the toss, which is really going to make this whole thing go. See you in the next video. All right, welcome to the toss. Now the reason we put this video first is because it is the absolute most important part to hitting a great kick serve. So by the end of this video, you're going to know exactly where and how to toss the ball to let you do that. Let's jump in. Now the pros can hit the kick serve from virtually the same toss as their flat or slice serve, but we're going to make this simple. And let's just let the toss land more in line with the top of your head, slightly forward into the court, slightly in front of your head into the court. So if we're looking at a clock here, you'll want the toss going out towards 12 o'clock, slightly into the court. And the reason is, as you'll see, when we talk about contact, your racket will naturally want to hit up on the ball. Once you're comfortable hitting it here, you can experiment with getting your toss closer to where the toss would be for your flat and slice serve if you want to disguise your serve, if you're into that kind of thing. But for now, let's just work on that toss. Now, as for the height of the toss, the key to the toss is that it's in rhythm with the rest of your motion. So a good starting point would be to stick your racket up as high as it goes and just aim for a toss maybe 12 inches or so over the top of your racket head. Now, as a bonus, I've included in this course for you a simple 5-minute progression that'll help you get your toss perfect step by step. So go ahead and check out that video next. And once you've done that, let's get into the contact point. All right, welcome to the contact point. And as Vic Braden, one of my heroes, once said, it's all about contact. And in this video, I'm going to show you exactly where to make contact with the kick serve. That's going to allow you to get that ball to jump up like the kangaroo. So let's get into it. Now, to make this as simple as possible, your contact point's going to be basically right on top of your head. In the kangaroo's case, it'd be right between his ears, slightly into the court. Now, this is much different than the flat serve, where we're actually extending up into the contact at full extension. Here, we want the racket to have room to accelerate upward past the point of contact to produce the spin. So the first thing I want you to do is grab a ball and place it above your head. Now, take the racket and sandwich the ball between your non-hitting hand and your racket and practice kind of just brushing or rolling the ball. In general, your racket's going to be going anywhere from 6 to 12 o'clock for a true topspin serve, or from 7 to 1, or maybe even 5 to 11 if you want a little bit of that side spin as well. And that's where the contact is. So once we know that, let's get into the next video and talk about the swing path and how we're going to approach the contact point for maximum spin. All right, welcome to the swing path. In this video, you're going to learn exactly how your racket is supposed to approach the contact point so we get a bunch of spin on that serve and make your opponent be flabbergasted. All right, so let's dive right in with some shadow swings and get started. Now, a great way to visualize this is to imagine that you're throwing your racket up and out at the ball. Kind of like you're going to throw your racket over the side fence, just about parallel to the baseline. And as you do that, your arm is going to fall comfortably to your hitting arm side, just like this. Now, one thing I want to draw your attention to is I come from the racket drop position. You want to lead with the bottom edge of the racket, traveling up towards 6 o'clock on the ball. If you have questions about the racket drop, I got great news. I've included as a bonus with this course the racket drop video that'll help you get a feel for this. As you're doing this, visualize yourself hitting the ball because that's what we're going to do next. If the kick serve is new to you, I recommend spending some time with this really to program your muscles to follow this swing path. Once you got a feel for this, I'm going to show you a progression that is going to help you put all this together. All right, welcome to the kick generator. This is my favorite video because we're taking all of the theoretical stuff that we've learned and putting it into application for you to start building your kick serve. Now, before we jump in, I want to say one thing. The kick serve is kind of counterintuitive, okay? We want the ball to go into the court, but the very nature of the kick serve is that in order to produce it, we actually have to hit up on the ball. And a lot of people, when they start trying to put this together, they're kind of scared or they're not sure if hitting the ball upward is actually going to get the ball in. I know when I started learning this thing, I was so worried that I was going to launch a ball over the fence and the cute girl would laugh at me that it really held me back. But once you let that go and you start allowing yourself to hit up on the ball and just trust the process of what we've learned here, you should be getting your serve to kick in no time. So with that, let's get into the kick generator and get started. So we've got a feel for the swing. So let's start with getting on our knees here. And I recommend a pillow or a towel or something to make it cushy and cozy. And we're going to line up our knees to this 45-degree angle here with a grip at the top of the handle in our more or less trophy position. So we've got the racket head going up towards the sky, elbows comfortably away from the body, about parallel to the ground, and just toss the ball up so it's about to land on your head and execute your swing, hitting up and out on the ball. The beauty thing of this drill is it really gets you thinking to hit up on the ball and create that topspin. And it's pretty much impossible to do this with a bad toss. So like we said, if you're having trouble keeping your balance in this drill, go back and practice your toss so you can comfortably hit up and out on the ball. All right, next, go ahead and get on your feet and just do the same thing. This time with a grip a little bit closer to the middle of the racket handle, still in that trophy position. And same thing here, you want to toss it in line with your head, slightly into the court with nice and easy up and out swings. All right? And when you're building technique like we are here, just stay relaxed and focus on hitting up and out on the ball, and notice how the ball arcs up like a rainbow. That's what we're after. All right, great. So the next thing, we're going to go to the bottom of the grip, trophy position all the way back at the baseline, and we're going to exaggerate the shape of the serve here. This drill really helped me tremendously, and it'll help you feel and exaggerate the kick serve. So go ahead, grab the ball, and just try to hit it as high as you can in the air. You'll be able to bring the ball back down to earth, trust me. You're shooting for 30 feet in the air here, all right? Don't worry, the birds will get out of the way and your ball will find the court. You want to get comfortable here, really going for this serve, because at the end of the day, the faster your swing is, the more topspin you'll create, and the more that ball gets pulled back down into the court. Next, we're going to do something I call catch and release to get the coordination of your backswing going with the toss. So toss the ball, and as you bring your racket up into the trophy position, catch the ball. The main thing you're looking for here is to make sure that as you're tossing the ball, you're getting into a good trophy position. The bonus here is you get to double the tossing practice, which we can all use. Then once you've caught the ball, toss it again and hit that kick serve. All right, and finally, go ahead and hit your kick serve from the beginning of your motion. As you do this, I want you to really focus on staying loose and fluid. And as the mechanics become second nature, we start talking about either producing more power, aiming the serve, etc. Just have fun with this one. And finally, I've included a little bonus for you called the power generator. And this is taken from the Simple Serve 2.0, which, by the way, if you're interested in learning all of the different serves and all of the different things that you can do to really capitalize on your service games, you might want to check out. But I've included the power generator in the next video to really give you a little bit more power, a little bit more kick on your serve. So go ahead and check that out.